In this video, I'm gonna be taking you through exactly how you can get approved for any single credit card. Now, normally when you apply for a credit card, two things happen. As most of you guys should already know, you get approved or you get denied. When you get approved, you get approved. There's not much to it. Work on that credit card. Make sure you hit that welcome bonus offer. Make sure you maximize the spend and the categories that you get for that specific credit card. Move on with your life. This video is probably not gonna be of use to you, but for anyone who's ever been denied for a credit card, this is where I'm gonna be dropping these gems. So when you get denied for a credit card, oftentimes a lot of people look at it like it's a terrible thing, but I want to shed some light on why banks may even decline someone in the first place. For anyone who might even be new to the credit card space, by the way, if a bank ever declines you for a credit card, they're obligated to share with you the exact reason why. Oftentimes it's going to be because you have a shot up credit score, you maybe had a default in the past, you might not have a large credit history. The banks will oftentimes, 99% of the time, tell you exactly why in the form of a letter that comes in the mail on why they said no to you. Now, if you do get denied for a credit card, the reason why this ultimately happens is because banks at the same time want to protect themselves from anyone who might default on the credit line they extend to a customer. So as an example, if I have a friend, his name is Jim. Say Jim is known to be that one guy who everyone loans money to, but he never pays them back. Do I want to loan him an extra $100? Probably not. But say you have another friend and his name is Billy. You loan Billy $100, and every time he makes sure he pays everyone back on time, and if he doesn't, he pays them back interest. This is pretty much in a nutshell how the entire credit card system works, and if you happen to be more on the side of Jim, where you're known in the industry to not pay people back on time, chances are you're not going to be getting money from me. Now, on Jim's side, this actually might be a good thing because he's probably overwhelmed with a bunch of credit card debt, and he's trying to get another credit card to suffice, but he's not really solving the root issue of the problem. I tend to look at everything that happens in life through an optimistic lens, and if I was in the situation where I kept getting denied for credit cards, I would tell myself, this might not even be a bad thing. While banks are trying to protect themselves, I believe in essence they're also protecting me from myself as well if I had no financial discipline, and this is because if I had access to even more credit, maybe I'd put myself into further debt that I wouldn't be able to recover from. Now that you guys have a better understanding of how the whole credit card system works when it comes to approvals and denials, let's then focus on the little minority group of people that may get denied even though you would say you pay off your credit cards on time, you have a good credit history, and there's no reason for the banks to actually deny you. Now, the very first thing that you're gonna wanna do in this situation is to prepare. Before you go into any war, you wanna make sure you prepare all your defenses, and when it comes to credit card applications, it's kind of the same thing. Not really, but kind of. The best way to prepare is to make sure you have an idea of your finances, you know which credit cards you have an idea on why you got denied, and the next thing you're gonna wanna do is call something called the reconsideration line. Over the last 3-4 years of doing this whole thing on YouTube, teaching y'all about credit cards, saving you guys money, making sure that you guys come out financially free, I've learned a few things here and there. One of those is the power of the reconsideration line. If you ever get denied, basically the way it also works is that an algorithm will automatically go ahead and just deny your application and throw it into the dookie abyss of other denied applications. But you can also go ahead and do something unique. You can call a specific phone line number, and with this, you'll actually be connected to a real human representative where they have full authority in order to reverse your decision and actually get you approved. So just imagine someone on the other end of the telephone call with a mouse and a button where they can literally just click something that says approved. To first find the reconsideration line, it's not one universal line. Every single bank has their own phone number, and to make sure you're calling the right place, you can go ahead on Google and type in reconsideration line for whatever bank. Always double or even triple check the resource to make sure it's coming from a credible place. This is because there's a lot of scammers out here who might be running a Google ad, and they may take you to a foreign website, and they may take all your information for the purpose of simply just scamming you and ruining your life. From here, ladies and gents, you have to realize the customer rep is someone who's going to be helping you on your side of getting approved. A lot of people end up calling customer reps and just think they're not like a real human being, but in reality, it is. And I think it's gonna work in your favor if you show politeness, honesty, and just being an authentic person, maybe even asking them how their day's going. Whenever I talk to someone, even no matter what outcome I'm trying to get, I try to act with honesty. I think that's just a great virtue for everyone to have, and it also humanizes the relationship, and it could also potentially help you to get approved on your credit card application. All right, so the next step here is probably the most important part of this entire process, and this is because you want to make sure that you can explain to them certain marks on your account and why you want the credit card. Remember, you're talking to a real customer rep here, and by preparing those documents like I told you earlier to do, you're gonna be making sure that you have all the proper resources in order to reverse that decision. So as an example, say I rang them up and they told me, yo, Brian, we actually denied you for the Chase Sapphire Reserve card because we see that, your credit score just barely made the cut. But on top of that, we also saw some pretty sus things that happened to your credit score 2-3 years ago. So at this point, I would try to explain to them why I have certain marks on my account. Like, hey, as an example, if you pull up my credit report, you'll notice that I had some dings back in 2019. And this is because I was a college student and I was going through a really bad breakup. So I was buying a whole bunch of Chipotle. If they see that you had a mark on your account, but you're able to explain it and show them this time around, things are a little bit different financially because maybe you have a new job, maybe you've been able to save up your money, and this time you believe you're ready for this new credit card. On top of that, you want to combine points of negotiation that also favor you to get a specific card. So as most of you guys know, we're in a free country right here. If you're based out of the US, y'all should know that. But basically, some credit card issuers would rather keep you within their ecosystem rather than having you spend money with some of these other issuers. An easy example is instead of getting the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I have the option of getting the Capital One Venture X card, or I have the option of getting the American Express Platinum card. And whichever company I decide to go with, they will probably be making a lot of money off of the interchange fees that I pay every time I swipe that credit card. So it's in favor of these companies to try and still win your business, all while at the same time mitigating that risk. If it seems like they're unable to approve your application, let them know, hey, listen, if you're not gonna approve me this time around, I probably won't apply anytime soon because I'm gonna be signing up for a card with another competitor. If you don't wanna go that route, and maybe that's not the truth either, maybe you really want a card with a specific issuer, just be honest and let them know a story like, hey, I plan to do some traveling in the next few months and I would love to be putting all of my hotel and flight spend on that certain credit card because I've heard about the certain rewards that it offers. It's by taking these steps where I believe you can further your chances of reversing those decisions, but in the case that it doesn't work out, what you can do is something called hookah. Hang up and call again. In this instance, you'll get another representative and you can go ahead and try the whole entire script that I mentioned. There's no real limit on how many times you can call the reconsideration line. Like you could try 4 to 5 different times. If it happens that you're denied every single one of those times, I would put a pause on it and reevaluate on why you might actually be getting denied, or decide, okay, let me actually fix these things on my credit report before applying in a future date. I made a ton of videos, by the way, on how you can instantly improve your credit score. Be sure to check that out. There are still many other options. Sometimes during a specific time of year, issuers are going to be a bit more strict on who they let get approved for certain credit cards. So as an example, if we're going through a recession and interest rates are already really high and the banks are worried that there's going to be a mass default coming, they may not be approving as many people as, say, for example, during the pandemic. If you didn't know, there are also quotas within every single credit card issuer and company. And this is just naturally because when companies grow to the size that some of these banks do, and they are corporations where they need to reach certain numbers and they're very calculated with getting a certain amount of users signed up for certain cards, if they've already met that quota, it might also reduce your own chance of getting approved. So sometimes you might have better odds at getting approved at the beginning of the month where your credit score is completely the same, but then you get approved at the end of the month with nothing changing with your own profile. Basically what that means is it just depends on what time of year you apply, and sometimes you could have the perfect credit score and the banks could just be in a mood where they say, all right, we don't want to approve you at all. Now, for some reason, all those things didn't work out because you got a 200 credit score. Here are some other alternatives that you can look into. Apply for a lower tier credit card, especially one with a 0% interest offer. This is one of those credit cards that allow you to carry a balance on it without paying additional interest. And by applying for some of these lower tier credit cards with these promotional offers, you can also look into having a credit card that offers the 0% interest, but also the 0% balance transfer. If you don't have the best credit score, take your credit card debt, move it onto a new credit card, okay, that has the 0% promotional offers, and you'll actually find that you can instantly improve your score that way, because you'll notice that your utilization goes down and you've opened another line of credit, which also extends your entire credit limit. So ladies and gents, I hope this video here helps. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below the word wormbadakadu. I don't know, you know, just for the algorithm. Now, by the way, guys, we have 30,000 so members within our Facebook group, and I would love for you guys to join. If you guys want to be a part of a great community and also get access to some of our exclusive emails on credit card tips and the highest offers that come about, be sure to check out the link down below in the description. And on top of that, if you guys found value at all in this video and you also want to pick up some free stocks, I have links for that down below in the description. You can pick up anywhere from 20 to even 30 free stocks with Webull and Moomoo down below. Ladies and gents, thank you all so much again for watching this video. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.